Hello, my name is Gavin Smith, and today I'm here with Dr. Kaiser, and we're going to talk a little bit about snow days and delays. So thank you so much for joining me today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So the first question I have for you is, how are snow days and delays decided, and what is the difference between the two of them?
Well, we normally, I'll watch the weather constantly. Like today's supposed to get a little bit colder, but not too bad. And when we hit that point, we will work with our maintenance staff. They'll drive all the roads, I'll drive the roads. And, we check it from the standpoint, is it safe to get kids to school? And then also we look at, are the temperatures so cold that we need to delay, to give a chance to warm up. I mean, those are kind of the big picture from that standpoint. 2-hour delays, obviously, we're going to come in 2 hours later. And then, snow cancellation, with e-learning, it makes it a little bit easier to keep education and learning going.
Definitely. Going along with kind of the events leading up to the decision, what's kind of the timeline of the events? I know it's going to be different for different snow days and different delays and the weather types, but what's kind of the normal timeline of things for?
Well, it really starts the day before. I watch the weather every morning and kind of get a feel for what's going on, especially this time of the year. And we'll if it's a temperature day, I normally like to wait till the morning on that, because you just don't know what the temperature is going to be unless you've had consistently 30 below wind chills somewhere in that area. Then you're watching it, and sometimes you want to wait till 5 in the morning to see what the temperature at that point in time. Same thing with the snow. If it's coming down the night before, I'd rather do a 2-hour delay early. Then that way parents have a chance to take care of the daycare obligations for the young kids. But it'll start that day, sometimes 2 days before we get our radar antenna up, we start thinking about it and watching it very carefully.
Mm-hmm. I think you've already kind of talked about this, but how long would it usually take to get you the decision? Would it be, obviously you talked about the day before looking into it, so like, how many hours would you say it would take to get the whole decision to be
Well, I think it's kind of a longitudinal look at it, based on the weather when it's coming in. And again, if we got 6-7 inches of snow and we know that's the night before and it's coming down, we might call it a 2-hour delay the night before. Again, temperature kind of wait till the morning unless we've had a consistent below zero component. But I'll get up at 4:30 in the morning. We have our maintenance staff, we have some of our district level administrators that will start driving the roads, and we divide the school corporation into quadrants, and some will drive here, some will drive here, some will drive in these areas. They'll call me, and then we'll kind of make a collective decision. We like to have it done no later between 5 a.m. and 5:30 if at all possible in the morning, to give parents an ample time to be prepared.
Awesome. And then what are the main people that are involved, and how involved is the transportation side of things in the decision? Yeah,
our transportation department's a key. We have a lot of drivers that live in the community. Our transportation director, he'll be bright and early, especially on those days, driving in, driving around. It's one thing getting a car here, it's another thing getting a bus with 66 to 72 kids at school. And it's all about safety.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I think it's a little bit easier to call a snow day now with e-learning. Mm-hmm. Just because from that standpoint, you don't want to miss that day of school. But it all comes down to student safety. And again, trying to make that call as early as possible. If we can make the night before, let's do it. Sometimes, it may be as late as 5:30, but no later than 5:45 in the morning. We need to be making a call to let parents know.
So going along with e-learning days, what is going to make the difference between an e-learning day and a snow day, or are you just always going to have an e-learning day along with the snow day when you're at home?
It depends on the amount of snow that we have.
Okay.
It depends on ice.
Right.
Ice is tough to predict. If it's temperature related, you'll look and see, at 6 a.m. it may be a temperature, is it going to be warmer at 10 a.m.? If it's not going to be any warmer, you don't want kids waiting out on the corners, getting frostbite and everything else, so you might go on e-learning day. If it's a snow day where we know that the city of Westwood, which does a great job, and then the highway department, which does 32 and 31, if we think going 2 hours later will help get the roads clear, we'll go a 2-hour delay. If it's coming down 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches, early morning through the middle of the day, that's when you might go in e-learning because, even by 10 o'clock, the roads may not be clear.
Okay.
It's just one of those things through experience. We'll talk to the city's public works people, we'll talk to them, our people. You'll talk to the Department of Transportation for the state because with 32 and 31, they take care of those roads.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of people that you'll communicate with starting the night before into the early morning.
Awesome, awesome. And then what time do you wake up if there's a potential issue with the weather, and how's it different from when you normally wake up?
Well, I get up at 5:15 most days and I try to go work out.
Yeah.
But on a snow day, I'll set an alarm for 4 a.m. I'll start watching the weather. I'll stay up late, watch the weather, watch it early in the morning. But on these snow days, 4 a.m. is when I get up to get it going. The hardest part though is ice.
Ice.
You can't predict ice,
Yeah.
and it's such a hazard for our students. Everything, even getting the sidewalks, taken care of. There's so much that goes into it. You have to think about your maintenance staff. Do they have time to get the snow cleared? Do we have time to get ice melting products down? There's a lot that goes into the decision.
And then where can someone get information about snow days and delays, basically how they're decided and information?
Well, as far as, there's no set parameter related to that, but we do, as soon as we know, we have an entire chain, I'll make the call, we start calling people. Josh Andrews, our Director of Communications, he's the first guy I'm gonna call and say, hey Josh, get the message out. If it's the night before, regardless if we're gonna snow or delay, we'll send a voice message, follow up with an email. That's the best way to do it. We try to hit both sides of that communication piece. Some people may have their phone turned off, but they may have their computer on and vice versa. So we hit it from two angles at that, especially when it's early in the morning.
That's awesome. Anything else you'd like to add to this?
Well, it's not a decision we take lightly. I know kids like, having a snow day or delay day, but it all comes down to student safety.
Yeah.
And it's just a judgment call. It's really difficult. It's probably one of the most, let's say the word stressful, because you're trying to decide back and forth. The good thing is I've got a great team at our district level and our maintenance team and our transportation team. We make that decision together. It's not, Paul Kaiser sitting at home flipping a coin saying, let's go this way. We look at it, we check with the weather, and I watch the airport weather all the time. And so it's not a science, but it's something we try to keep as scientific as possible. But it's truly a team effort making these decisions.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to do some more interviews like this with you.
It's my pleasure. It's a great day to be a Rock.
Thank you. Awesome.